were fading low. Popcorn scattered on the floor. A silver screen began to glow, like a dream we'd seen before. Your hand was resting close to mine. We slipped into the back row seats, where lovers hide from crowded days. Your laughter drifting soft and sweet through the film's electric haze. The story played across the screen, but I was watching you instead. The quiet way your eyes would gleam with every word the actor said. Some moments write their own design between the shadows and the light. Two young hearts inside the dark, feeling every silent spark. It was a movie we never finished, somewhere past the midnight scene, where every promise felt diminished in the glow of the silver screen. We were closer than the storyline, brighter than the screen lights gleam. But the movie we never finished still plays inside my dreams. Your phone began to softly ring, a distant echo in the night. Your face turned pale like something had suddenly lost its light. You whispered that you had to go, something waiting down the road. And though the screen was moving slow, a story had begun to fold. The door closed with a quiet sound, while the final scene spun round to shadows in the fading show. One leaving, one too slow. It was the movie we never finished, somewhere past the midnight scene, where every promise felt diminished in the glow of a silver screen. We were stronger than the soundtrack, braver than the love we'd seen. But the movie we never finished still lives between the scenes. Sometimes life cuts through the story before the ending can appear, leaving half a page of glory and half a page of tears. Even now when lights grow dim and projectors start to spin, I remember how we were before the credits should begin. The theater stands there even now, with posters on the wall, different lovers in the crowd who know nothing at all. But every time the screen grows bright and strangers start to dream, I see your face inside the light between the silent beams. It's the movie we never finished, still running in my mind. Every moment we once wished in, frozen somewhere in time. We were brighter than the story, stronger than the silver gleam. But the movie we never finished still flickers through my dreams. The projector fades into the dark, the final frame unseen. But somewhere in that endless reel, We're still inside that scene. The river carried midnight lights beneath the quiet steel. Cold wind drifting through the rails like something you could feel. I never thought I'd see you there. That bridge was where you said goodbye on a restless autumn night. Your footsteps fading from my side into the city lights. Years have moved like distant trains through lives we barely knew. But something in that silver rain led me back to you. Two strangers standing once again, where everything had ended then. Two shadows in the amber glow, unsure which way to go. On the bridge where we turned around years ago in falling rain, every word we'd never found came drifting back again. We were stronger than the silence, braver than the night we drowned. But love began its second story on the bridge where we turned around. You laughed the way you used to laugh, like time had slipped away. But something in your quiet gaze had changed along the way. You spoke about the roads you took, the cities left behind, and how sometimes a single look still wandered through your mind. The river whispered far below, like secrets it would never show. Two hearts balanced on a line between the past and time. On the bridge where we turned around, every memory came alive. Every fragile dream we found somehow managed to survive. We were closer than forever, standing where the tears once drowned. But fate had brought us back together on the bridge where we turned around. Maybe love is just a circle, walking roads we cannot see. Sometimes losing one another is how we learn to be. Sometimes distance writes a story that time alone can read. The skyline shimmered in the dark as morning edged the blue. And in that quiet, fragile spark, I reached again for you. Your hand felt just the way it did before the years had passed. And suddenly the broken bridge didn't feel like the last. On the bridge where we turned around, every shadow found its light. Every dream we once had drowned rose again that night. We were stronger than the silence, braver than the tears we found. And love began its new beginning on the bridge where we turned The river carries midnight on beneath the silver crown, but somewhere in that endless flow, we're still turning around. Ooh. The piano waits beneath the light, dust floating in the air. A melody returns tonight, like you were still standing there. Your voice still echoes in the room. We met inside that tiny bar, where music filled the smoky air. You said someday we'd chase the stars with songs we'd learn to share. We stayed up writing through the night with coffee cups and broken chords. Every lyric felt so right, like something heaven had in store. Two dreamers leaning over keys, writing love in melodies. Every harmony we tried felt like you and I. It was the song we almost wrote, somewhere between the lines. Every word we almost spoke, still drifting through my mind. We were stronger than the rhythm, brighter than the notes we played. But the song we almost wrote slowly slipped away. The nights grew longer, tempers thin, the music losing its control. 1,000 doubts crept slowly in between the heart and soul. You said the world was calling you beyond the small town stage, and every chord we once knew began to turn the page. Your guitar leaning by the door didn't sing for us anymore. Two voices fading out of tune underneath the silver moon. It was the song we almost wrote, somewhere between our hearts. Every dream we tried to hold quietly fell apart. We were louder than the thunder, braver than the tears we hid. But the song we almost wrote never learned to live. Sometimes late at night I play the chords we left behind, and wonder if somewhere out there you hear the same design. Because love can fade away, but melodies remain. Tonight, piano hums again, a fragile, lonely sound. And though the years have changed the song, your harmony's still around. Some loves never truly die, they simply stay half-written. It's a song we almost wrote, still alive inside my chest. Every word we never Streetlights burning pale and slow. The radiator hums like it remembers something from long ago. Your shadow lives inside this room. You left your coat here in the winter, thrown across the kitchen chair. The night you said you needed distance, but didn't say from where. The hallway filled with quiet echoes as the door closed soft and low. I thought you'd come back in the morning, but morning didn't know. Some goodbyes don't make a sound, they simply settle down. Two hearts frozen in the cold, with words we never told. It's the coat you left in winter, still hanging by the door. Every thread a small reminder of the love we had before. We were warmer than December, brighter than the falling snow. But the coat you left in winter never learned to let you go. The pockets still hold crumpled tickets from a movie long ago. Your scent still lingers in the fabric like a ghost beneath the snow. I tried to move it from the hallway, tried to give the chair some space, but every time I turned away, I saw your quiet face. Some memories refuse to fade, even when the love decays. Two shadows lost in yesterday, where our laughter used to stay. It's the coat you left in winter, still hanging by the door. Every thread a small reminder of the love we had before. We were stronger than the blizzard, braver than the tears we wore. But the coat you left in winter still waits here on the floor. Maybe someday you'll remember a street you used to know, and think about the quiet room where snow began to fall. Sometimes love returns like weather, long after the storm. Tonight the wind moves through the city like a song from yesterday. And though the world keeps moving forward, some things refuse to change. The chair still stands beside the window where that winter used to grow. It's the coat you left in winter, still hanging by the door. Every thread a quiet whisper of the love we had before. We were brighter than the streetlights, warmer than the midnight glow. But the coat you left in winter still doesn't know you go. Snow keeps falling on the avenue. The city breathing slow, and somewhere in this silent room winter never goes. Low beside the bed, a quiet circle in the night, pages turning in my head, though no one's here to read tonight. Your bookmark still holds the place. You bought that book on a rainy day, said stories help the world make sense. We laughed about the things they'd say about love and coincidence. You read aloud beside the window while thunder rolled outside. Your voice was softer than the rain, your shoulder touching mine. Two dreamers drifting through a page inside a borrowed age. Every chapter felt so real, like the way our hearts could feel. It's the book you never finished, lying open by the bed. Every line we once diminished still echoes in my head. We were stronger than the story, braver than the words we said. But the book you never finished still remembers what we read. The night you left, you didn't notice it resting on the chair, a quiet chapter full of promises still waiting there. The page where everything was hopeful before the ending came, before the silence filled the room and nothing stayed the same. Some stories lose their final lines, some endings stay undefined. Two hearts drifting out of sight between the lines of night. It's the book you never finished, still waiting on that chair. Every dream we once envisioned, floating in the air. We were closer than the ending, braver than the tears we hid. But the book you never finished knows the love we almost lived. Sometimes I read a page again and hear your quiet tone, like you're sitting in by the window, just turning it along. Maybe stories never end, they simply fade from view. Tonight the room feels older, but the lamp still casts its glow, and every page grows colder in the quiet of the snow. Your bookmark waits between the lines, where our story used to live. And it's the book you never finished, still resting by the bed. Every dream we once envisioned, still wondering lamp goes dark, the night grows still, the pages softly spread, and somewhere in that silent book our hearts are still red. The station lights were flickering slow, the silver mist along the rail, midnight breathing through the cold like a quiet, fragile tale. We stood there longer than we should. You held the ticket in your hand like something you could tear apart. A single step, a different plan was waiting for your heart. I watched the engine down the line, a distant thunder rolling near, but every second froze in time between our doubt and fear. Two dreamers caught between the tracks with no way to turn back. Every whistle in the air asked if we would dare. It was a train that passed without us, rolling through the night. Every chance that might have found us fading out of sight. We were closer than tomorrow, standing where the rails begin. But the train that passed without us never came again. I tried to laugh and break the spell, like it was nothing after all. But I could see it in your eyes, the quiet rise and fall. The platform hummed with empty sound as strangers came and went. And somewhere deep the truth was found in every breath we spent. Some moments ask for hearts to run before the moment's done. Two shadows in the amber glow, watching courage come and go. It was the train that passed without us through the sleeping town. Every promise left between us, slowly drifting down. We were stronger than the silence, braver than the doubts within. But the train that passed without us never came night we didn't begin. Now trains still echo through the dark along the same old line, and every whistle leaves a mark inside this heart of mine. Because the road we never took still calls me now and then. It was a train that passed without us, still running through my mind. Every dream that might have found us somewhere lost in time. We were standing on forever, braver than we had been. But the train that passed without us never came again. The station sleeps beneath the dawn. The rails stretch far and thin, but somewhere in that fading sound, our story might have been. Found it in the back of a drawer tonight, a faded square of yesterday, white border holding frozen light from a world that slipped away. Your smile caught in silver grain. We took that picture by the harbor wall when dancing through your hair. You said someday we'd see it all, but never wondered where. The sun was falling through the bay, painting gold on everything. Back when every passing day felt like forever's wing. Two reckless hearts without a map, laughing in a single snap. We thought time would always stay inside that summer day. It's the Polaroid in the drawer tonight, holding who we used to be. Every laugh still caught in light, like a quiet memory. We were brighter than the sunset, warmer than the ocean breeze. Now the Polaroid in the drawer tonight is the only place you're with me. The corners curled a little more with every passing year. The ink of time across the floor of moments we held dear. You said the road was calling loud beyond the harbor line, and suddenly the hopeful crowd was leaving us behind. Some dreams drift into distant skies like ships before our eyes. Two shadows fading by the sea into uncertainty. It's the Polaroid in the drawer tonight, still glowing soft and blue. Every memory caught inside brings me back to you. We were stronger than tomorrow, braver than the tides we knew. Now the Polaroid in the drawer tonight still whispers what was true. And sometimes when I hear your name, the photograph will glow. A moment held between two hearts before the world began to pull apart. It's the Polaroid in the drawer tonight, still shining through the years. Every faded trace of light still drying silent tears. We were brighter than forever, braver than the dreams we drew. And the Polaroid in the drawer tonight still holds a piece of you. I close the drawer, but in the dark the tiny square still glows, a silent spark of who we were that only memory knows. Neon bleeding through the rain tonight, puddles shining on the street. Midnight breathing under yellow lights, and taxis rushing past my feet. The city hums, but I stand still. That old phone booth beside the bar, where we used to hide from storms, glass fogged up like distant stars. Your jacket wrapped around my arms, we'd dial numbers we both knew just to hear each other laugh. Two young hearts with nothing to prove on a borrowed raft of math. The world outside could spin away. Inside that little square we'd stay. Every ringing tone would say love was only one call away. In the phone booth in the rain tonight, I can almost hear your voice. Every drop beneath the light feels like we still had a choice. We were louder than the thunder, braver than the storms we knew. But the phone booth in the rain tonight only echoes you. You called me there the night you left, your voice shaking through the line. Said the road was pulling you west and time was no longer mine. Cars were rushing down the street while silence filled the glass, and every word we tried to keep was fading fast. Some goodbyes arrived through wires, breaking quiet hearts. Two voices drifting through the rain, knowing nothing stays the same. roof is cracked and standing old beside the fading bar. The neon flickers red and gold like a distant memory scar. And though the world has moved along, some nights I still remain in the phone booth in the rain tonight, where our laughter used to live. Every echo of the light holds the love we couldn't give. We were stronger than tomorrow, braver than the dreams we drew. But the phone booth in the rain tonight still keeps me close to you. Neon fades along the street, the rain keeps falling through, and somewhere in that silent booth, I'm still talking to you. There's a map still hanging on the kitchen wall, corners curled and fading slow. Tiny pins in places we once called dreams we thought we'd know. The coffee's cold beside the sink, we bought it in a little roadside shop. On a summer afternoon, you said someday we'd never stop chasing every moon. We circled cities in Reading, Paris, Rome, and Mexico. Two restless hearts who dared to think the world was ours to go. Every line across that chart looked like the road of our hearts. Every country that we named felt like love would stay the same. It's the map on the kitchen wall tonight, still holding where we dreamed to be. Every pin a tiny light of what we thought we'd see. We were braver than the distance, stronger than the ocean's blue. But the map on the kitchen wall tonight still points me back to you. Autumn came with different plans, jobs and bills and growing fears. Life began to shift the sands of our younger years. You said the road could wait a while, the world would still be there. But slowly in your quiet smile, I felt the changing air. Some dreams fade without a sound, while feet stay on the ground. Two travelers standing still, watching hope against the will. The map on the kitchen wall tonight still whispering our names. Every road drawn in the light, still burning through the frames. We were closer than tomorrow, braver than the skies we knew. But the map on the kitchen wall tonight still leads my heart to you. Maybe somewhere in another life we boarded every train. Maybe somewhere past the years we chased the summer rain. dreams we draw. Now sometimes when the night is quiet and the city drifts to sleep, I trace those lines we once decided were promises to keep. And every pen still seems to glow like the life we almost knew. It's the map on the kitchen wall tonight, still shining soft and true. Every road and fading light still feels a bit like you. We were brighter than the skyline, stronger than the dreams we drew. And the map on the kitchen wall tonight still carries me to you. The lamp goes dim, the room grows still, the ink begins to fall. But somewhere in that quiet map, we traveled through it all. Band was packing up their wires, lights were dimming on the floor, glasses stacked beside the bar like nights that came before. You stood there in the amber glow. The DJ played one final song, soft and slow beneath the lights. People drifting out the door into their separate nights. You held your hand out quietly like nothing had changed at all. But somewhere in that melody, I felt the curtain fall. Two hearts turning in the dark, holding on to one last spark. Every step across the floor felt like something more. It was the last dance before closing time, when the music almost cried. Every step fell into rhyme while the night slipped by. We were closer than forever, brighter than the neon sign. But love was fading slowly in the last dance before closing time. Your cheek rested on my shoulder like it had 1,000 nights. The band kept playing softer under fading lights. You whispered things you never said when daylight filled the air. And every word you gently read felt fragile there. Some goodbyes arrive in song before they carry on. Two shadows in a spinning room, knowing dawn would come too soon. It was the last dance before closing time. Every heartbeat slowing down, every dream we left behind turning slowly round. We were stronger than the silence, braver than the tears we hide. but love was leaving quietly in the last dance before closing time. Chairs were lifted on the tables as the music faded low. Sometimes love is just a moment we're lucky to know, and sometimes that moment is the whole world. The song ended in a quiet chord. Your hand slipped out of mine. Outside the night was growing pale like the edge of time. And though the street was filled with dawn, your footsteps faded slow. It was the last dance before closing time. Still spinning in my mind, every note still softly shines through the years behind. We were brighter than the spotlight, stronger than the tears we hide. But the last dance before closing time still turns inside. The hall is dark, the music gone, but somewhere in the rhyme, two shadows keep on dancing past closing time. Closing time. Warm wind drifting through the night, fireflies above the shore, golden laughter in the light, like we'd never known before. The ocean whispered through the dark. We met beside a wooden pier where music carried through the air. You said you'd only be here for a season by the bay. We ran along the silver sand with nothing but the tide. Two careless hearts with open hands and nowhere left to hide. Every sunset burned so bright, like it would last our whole life. Two strangers in the summer air, not knowing love was there. It was a summer that stayed too short, burning like a midnight flame. Every promise we once thought would always stay the same. We were brighter than the sunrise, warmer than the ocean blue. But the summer that stayed too short took me away from you. We carved our names into the dock where the waves would rise and fall. You said the world was like a clock turning over us all. The night you told me you'd be leaving, autumn waiting down the line, I felt the quiet ache, believing you would still be mine. Some dreams live only in the sun until the season's done. still the waves remember. Now years have drifted like the tide across that distant shore, but somewhere deep inside that summer lives once more. And every time the ocean sings beneath the silver moon, it's the summer that stayed too short, still shining in my mind. Every memory we caught still refuses time. We were brighter than forever, warmer than the skies we knew. And the summer that stayed too short still carries me to you. The tide rolls softly on the sand beneath the fading moon, and somewhere in that endless sea, our summer plays its tune. The lights went out across the town, neon fading one by one. The city's restless silver crown suddenly undone, and silence filled the room. Lit a candle by the sink, its shadow danced along the wall. We laughed about the sudden dark like nothing changed at all. Outside the traffic lost its roar, windows glowed with fragile light. The world felt smaller than before. Inside that quiet night, two strangers in a borrowed flame, learning each other's name. Every flicker in the air made the moment rare. It was the night the power went out and the world slowed down for two. Every doubt we lived without faded out of view. Felt the same. We sat upon the kitchen floor with shadows drifting through the room. Your voice was softer than before, like music in the gloom. You spoke of dreams you never shared, of roads you couldn't see, and in that fragile candle glare, you trusted them with me. Some truths arrive in quiet light, only in the night. Two hearts beating through the dark, waiting for a spark. It was the night the power went out, every wall came down, every whisper filled the house without a single Now years have passed and streets have changed, and neon floods the sky. But sometimes when the lights grow strange, that memory drifts by, a candle glowing in the night, where everything felt true. It was the night the power went out, still shining in my heart. Every dream we spoke about, still where they start. We were brighter than the skyline, stronger than the midnight blue. And the night the power went out still brings me back to you. The city hums beneath the stars. The lights return somehow, but somewhere in that candlelight, we're still there now. The crowd was roaring in the dark, 1,000 lights above the stage. Your hand was warm against my arm, like we had turned a page. The music filled the summer air. We bought those seats the day we met, two strangers in the ticket line. You laughed and said we won't forget a night like this in time. The band began and every chord ran lightning through the crowd. Your voice was louder than the roar when you sang out loud. Two reckless hearts inside a song where everything felt strong. Every chorus in the air found us standing there. It's the ticket stub in my jacket tonight, faded from the years gone by. Every crease still holds the light of that electric sky. We were louder than the music, brighter than the stage we knew. But the ticket stub in my jacket tonight still brings me back to you. We ran outside when it was over, midnight buzzing in the street. Your laughter drifting through October with dancing restless feet. You said the world was wide and wild, and love was just the start. But slowly time and distance smiled and pulled apart our hearts. Some nights burn too bright to stay before they fade away. Two shadows in the parking glow, watching jacket hangs beside the door. Years drifting by like smoke, but that little piece of paper still carries every note. A fragile echo of a night where everything felt true. It's a ticket stub in my jacket tonight, still glowing soft and blue. Every dream inside its light still leads my heart to you. We were brighter than the spotlight, stronger than the love we knew. And the ticket stub in my jacket tonight still plays our song for two. The music fades into the dark. The crowd is long gone too, but somewhere in that paper spark, the night still lives with you. There's a streetlight by your window, burning soft against the night. Silver shadows on the pavement in its quiet yellow light. I used to stand there after midnight. Your curtain moved just slightly when my footsteps crossed the lane. You'd smile like every evening had been waiting just the same. We'd whisper through the open air while the city slept below. Two dreamers leaning on the dark with nowhere else to go. Every promise felt so real in that midnight still. Two hearts beating through the night under that pale light. By the streetlight outside your window, where the world would fade away, every word began to echo through the quiet gray. We were closer than tomorrow, braver than the love we knew. But the streetlight outside your window still shines. Tonight I walk that road again, the pavement shining blue. And though the house belongs to strangers, it still remembers you. Because that lonely glowing lamp still stands beside the view. By the streetlight outside your window, where our laughter once would stay, every dream we used to follow still lights the way. We were brighter than the skyline, stronger than the nights we knew. And the streetlight outside your window still shines me back to you. The city hums beneath the stars, the night drifts slowly through. But somewhere in that silent glow, I'm still there waiting for you. The radio is whispering low tonight, static dancing in the air. A lonely signal through the night, like someone waiting there. And suddenly that melody appears. We heard it first in your old car, driving down the coastal line. Windows open to the stars, your fingers locked in mine. You said someday when we were old and time had carried us along, we'd still remember how we rolled through life inside that song. Two reckless hearts beneath the sky, watching headlights pass us by. Every chorus in the night turned the world to light. It's the radio that plays our song tonight. Through the silence of the room, every note still shining bright, like a silver moon. We were louder than the highway, braver than the nights we knew. But the radio that plays our song tonight still brings me back to you. Years went drifting like the tide, through streets we couldn't hold, different lives on either side of stories left untold. You said the road was calling you beyond the city line, and though I tried to follow through, our stars refused to align. Some dreams fade into the sound of love we couldn't keep around. Two voices lost along the way, still hearing yesterday. It's the radio that plays our song tonight. Through the quiet midnight air, does. The city hums beneath the dark, cars moving down the avenue. But every time that chorus starts, the world turns back to you.